It's very timed what we're doing in go shopping, but at the same time, they allow you leeway for ad libs so that you have your personal touch when it comes to the products. Because you have to personalize it talaga. Because if it's not, it won't connect with people. Like for me, with O Shopping, I'm the dad guy. So my angle when I'm selling products is always how does your family or how does a dad in a family use this product, which creates a connection.
This is the Speakeasy, a show on how the voice impacts life. I am Albert Alliser. Home TV shopping has been around for decades simply because of its engaging way to present new and innovative products. Today, we'll be talking to a TV shopping network host to learn more about it. So, our guest for today is a host on the O Shopping Network. He is a host also for the Discover Eats travel show on Signal TV. He is a former radio DJ for RX 93.1, where he worked for 8 years. He is also a basketball commentator for Solar Sports and one of the hosts for the 2019 SEA Games. He's also the official host for Jack TV. And aside from that, he's a hardcore gamer and a basketball player. Not professionally, but he's pretty good with his moves, I'd have to say. Uh, he's the son of PBA legend Atoy Ko. Please welcome Andre Ko. What's up,
Hi
man?
guys. Wait, did we ever play basketball?
I think we did once. It was in CSA.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember. That was pre-injury days.
Yeah. If we didn't play like 4 hours long, it most likely just kahit isang game naglaro tayo.
Yeah. I think I remember. That was patagal na.
Yeah.
But hello, thank you for having me, Albert.
Yeah. Nice to have you, man. Okay. So you're recently a father.
Yeah,
How old
almost,
is Manu?
almost 23 months na siya. So it's been fast. It's weird, man. I never, growing up, my whole barkada, even me thought I was gonna be the last one to have a kid. And it
Okay.
turns out I was the first one to have one. So even I thought, wow, it's the first one. I didn't know, but it's great, man. It's great.
Bakit naman last? What made you the guy to have the last kid?
I don't know. My barkada kasi I was the free spirit one eh. Kumbaga, I was the one who did my own thing.
Okay.
Everybody went to do family businesses or very formal, formal jobs, kumbaga.
Yeah.
Tapos ako yung bumagsak sa radio, labas ng labas, gimmick, yung ganang buhay. A
Yeah.
very carefree life. I'd like to say I lived a very carefree life, especially when I was in radio. It was all about a lot about just having fun growing up. So I thought I was really the last one, but you never know how life turns out. So eventually, ako yung first,
Yeah.
and almost two, man, almost two.
Almost two. Yeah, it's so fast. I
Yeah,
still remember the days back in Radio One days ko. Um, that was late nights.
oh man, I kind of miss those actually.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's the only reason why I sometimes miss radio. It's because of the people, playing music and having fun. But everything else in between, I'm over it na. So
uh,
you love that.
so now you're an O shopping host.
Yep.
So sige, how did you get into O shopping?
Actually, I haven't been, how long na ba? Almost a year na siguro. Formally, I've been there with almost a year. But actually, there's a story to that. They were trying to um, get me like 2, 3 years ago pa. They're asking that if I wanted to become a shopping host, but then I couldn't commit because they wanted somebody who will do it full time. Because if you know, shopping is a Korean brand. Uh, they're owned by Koreans. So their idea kasi of their hosts, how they do it in Korea is their hosts are also full-time employees. Hindi
Mm,
uso dito. Malala yung parang sa atin na hosts are talents, you're freelancers. So sa kanila, they want their hosts to be just there in the office also. And actually, some of our hosts are full-time. So sila yung mas nakikita nyo. They're always in the office. So whenever they need to take something, ganun talaga sila, full-time hosts sila. But then there are a couple of us, actually a lot of us also, like four of us, na kami yung freelance host. So they get us also, but not every day. So when they were asking me if I could be a full-time host, I couldn't commit. Sabi ko, one, I needed my time because kakapanganak ko lang na anak ko. Sabi ko, I can't sacrifice the time. And two, I have to sacrifice all of my events because I do live events and that's where I make my most of my income talaga. So fast forward to last year, they finally was like, okay, we need a guy who's hide freelance. We really come in, audition again. Kasi I had to audition again. Then we'll see. So yun, nakuha naman ako after that. So that's how it started. So I've been there for almost 8 months now, I think.
8 months. Okay. What's your role as a shopping network host? Can you describe it?
Your role talaga is to really be convincing and selling the product. So kumbaga, it's a bit like I'm sure you know about this when you're in radio when you're plugging a product. Lalo na when you have talkies on air.
Hmm.
Diba, you have to the best way to be a convincing person, lalo na when we're people, like on radio, you just use your voice to sell something. They don't see the product. The best way to do that, sorry, I just playing on the screen right there. The best way to do that is you embody the brand, kumbaga. You really kind of believe in the brand. So basically, it's the same thing for me when it comes to hosting with shopping. You have to be believable talaga when you're selling a product. So what I do is I really understand the product and really believe in it. So it's a really big thing when you believe in the product that you're selling. So I think that's the main thing as a whole shopping host or a host anywhere is that you have to be believable. I think it's what they call this universal rule siya, not just with radio, with TV shopping, even when you're like hosting a live event and for example, you're hosting for a brand like whatever, like a clothing brand, kailangan talaga paniniwalaan mo also yung sinasabi mo. You can't just step your way through the whole script. So the most effective way is to just really believe in your brand. Uh, internalize mo yung message ng brand, what they want to what they want people to understand, what they want to come across, and you will come out believable also, not just on TV but on radio but also in live.
Okay. And for me, it seems like it's a unique type of uh, hosting gig because not only are you supposed to represent the channel, you're also supposed to, in a way, sell the products, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, talagang it's really the closest thing I can compare it to. Alam mo yung mga those people in hardware stores or in supermarkets that have
Right.
those microphones telling you guys like samples of hot dogs or whatever, selling you guys tools that work or like
Right, right.
knife.
I think you
It's
call
the
those
same thing.
promodizers.
Promodizers, exactly. We're steam products, basically. Like that's the closest thing I can compare it to. As in no joke, uh, I think if we can do for me, guys, because that's gonna be the best practice as a shopping host. If I can do the promodizer thing in the mall, you can
Yeah.
sell stuff on TV.
Yeah, that's actually a hard job if I think about it. Sometimes they demo without anyone sa harap nila. So they just keep on going without an audience, which is I don't know if it's the same in O Shopping. Where do you have a live audience in the
No,
studio?
yeah, the producers, the cameramen. But basically that's it. You have your bosses. Mas matindi pa yun. Your bosses are watching you. Sometimes you're taping. Lalo na pag sa big studio kami. When we tape in ABS. When we're at ABS-CBN, usually the big bosses and the retail partners, so the owner of the brands,
Right.
of the product that you're selling. is also watching you tape. So grabe yung pressure doon.
Yeah. One wrong description, they take note of those things.
Oo, lahat yun. Wala kang takas doon. So it's really tough. Kailangan medyo pakapalan ng mukha. And you really have to be prepared.
Okay. But I think for you it's natural already at this point because you've had so much experience as a radio DJ. How much of that would you say I can imagine because back I can remember they'd always say that the agencies are monitoring what is read out
Yeah.
loud, things of that nature. So for you, how much of that was did it contribute in terms of how you became a good shopping host?
Definitely. I think it helped me understand products better, understand what the brand is trying to convey with their product. Kasi sa radio, magigets mo talaga yun na parang, ito yung message na gusto nila ipalabas. This is the message that they want to tell people. So you as a host, you have to find the best way in your head to be able to, send that message across radio. So with TV, you also do the same thing. Kasi kahit pa paano, we have an outline or we have a certain script of what needs to be said at certain times. It's very timed what we're doing in go shopping, but at the same time, they allow you leeway for ad libs so that you have your personal touch when it comes to the products. Because you have to personalize it talaga. Because if it's not, it won't connect with people. Like for me, with O Shopping, I'm the dad guy. So my angle when I'm selling products is always how does your family or how does a dad in a family use this product, which creates a connection with with your audience because I'm the only one who's a dad among the hosts. So that's my angle talaga. That's my unique kumbaga, that's my unique selling proposition when it comes to old shopping. That's kasi kung if I'm just one of the guys, then they can just get one of the guys. But I think just being a dad helps me out in that regard.
So there's a lot of effort and thought going into hosting it. Did you get sales training prior to becoming a host? Was there anything
So
like that? Wala.
I think I
Okay.
think sales shaping is sa school kasi I'm a business. I'm marketing graduate ako. So that's the whole sales training I've ever gotten. Radio really prepares you for a lot though. Um, that's why it's like the perfect stepping stone if you want to get into this business of hosting and all of that. But I'm not saying all radio hosts are good live hosts, and it doesn't go both ways. Does that make sense? Parang it's radio's good training, but it doesn't mean you'll be a good live host. Does that make sense? Pero if you also host live, it doesn't mean you're going to be a good radio host.
Yeah. Not all good radio hosts are good live.
And vice versa. And vice versa. But I'm just saying, there's a better chance for you to become a really good live host if you start with radio. Because radio just throws a lot of things that you don't expect. Mas ano siya spontaneous. Because you don't have strips. They
Right.
tell you to do a talkie, you do a live advertisement of a product. You have to think of your own. Di ba nag-usap ko na ito pag-uusapan mo, ito sasabihin mo, ito yung angulo natin. You have to make those all up on the spot. So, sometimes kasi pag live, lalo na live events, even on O-Shop, you kind of have an outline or a script already and meron kayo talk points of what you need to talk about. So, it kind of is easier if you start for me, because I started in the radio.
Yeah. And one thing I really remembered about you back during our radio days was that you really had this really good work ethic. I think you were one of the hardest working guys I saw in radio back then when I was
Dahil ba graveyard ako nun?
graveyard, you do marathons, man. I remember. But you were also
So first,
dedicated.
I did was 12 hours straight. I remember.
Yeah.
It was Milenio, I think.
Oh, okay.
And basta nabaha yung mga ibang jocks eh. So they couldn't get to work. So I was wondering after 4 hours, wala pa sila. After five, and they messaged me nga na para they're all stranded. Can you board? So I did that. But I think also kasi, this is weird. I really thought I'd be in radio my entire life. Um, so I came into it working in it na I'm gonna work hard for this because this is gonna be my career. Parang dito na ako tatanda. I can see myself growing old in radio.
Yeah.
Na ito na yun. Parang sabi ko, I found my thing. But then eventually you realize, hindi pala, no? Parang life gives you twists and turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, at that time, that's why I worked so hard for it because I really wanted it. Two, the track record of radio once getting into becoming a jocks weren't that great the past few years. Parang before me, the radio one that got in was Hazel. So that was what, 5, 6 years before me.
Mm.
So the track record wasn't that great. It's either the people drop out or they just don't get in. So ako, when they gave me a parang provisional spot, I wasn't even a job. And I was there for a year, man. I was here na parang probation ako. So I really had to show that I really wanted the job. So I guess it just carried over. So once I became a job, parang why stop? Why become, diba? Bakit ko papalitan na yung work ethic that I've put in there?
Okay.
So I think it came from that. Na I really wanted to become a DJ. Kasi dude, when you're 20, 21, ano to honestly, at that time, I was telling myself, if you're a 21-year-old DJ, and I was in school, I was studying at the same time, I was boarding at the time. I was doing my thesis during board work when I was radio one.
Heavy.
So, inisip ko nun, if I became a jock at 2021, I'll get all the chicks. So yun talaga, at that time, I was thinking of that. I was like, I want to be a DJ because I'm going to get, if I say I'm a DJ, all the girls talaga. Talaga yun.
Well,
So medyo motivation.
That's a good
Medyo
motivation for you.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn more about maybe your first few days as a shopping network host.
For a few days.
Yeah. Did you have any misconceptions coming into the job? What were your first impressions?
A lot. I thought there would be a lot of pressure. I thought it'd be a bit the same as doing live. Sabi ko baka easier pa because you can make mistakes and you can just do a reshoot. Pwede ka mag-tape lang. Then I remember my first live was really a live. Kasi it was live on TV, so walang reshoot yun. So kahit ano sabihin mo, no edits yun. So sinalang kagad ako noon at that time, and what was it? Oh, it was like 3 items. The first one was like a mop, yung pang cleaning the mop. Then it was cooking, like cooking set after. Then I can't remember the last one. So it was 3 products in 1 hour. I had to do that. So medyo trial by fire what happened to me at that time. So I thought it would be easy. Then eventually, abot ko sa point na you're thinking of the timeline of what you're doing. Iniisip ko kasi na parang, oh my God, at this hour, at this minute, we need to be talking about this already or after. So ako kasi as live host, I tend to talk a lot. So nangyari, ang only comment sa akin na nalaman nila na para I wasn't moving on to the next thing.
Mm.
I was stuck in one thing kaagad. So I kept on being enamored by the best idea in my head. Na eventually, I forgot na parang, oh, I needed to talk about this other thing already. So that's one of the challenges when it comes to TV shopping hostings because, one product has a lot of qualities in it. But sometimes as a personal connection to the product, there's one quality of that product na you really, that's what gets me personally.
Right.
So minsan, nag-host ako, you're concentrating on that one thing lang the whole time. Then nakalimutan ko na pala, oh my God, there's so many other things or so many other topics that you have to talk about when it comes to this product. Na ako, that was my challenge the first day na I had to talk about all of these things and not miss, and not, hindi mo sila mamaliitin.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, you have to highlight every single part of that product. And my problem was I got stuck.
So how did you adjust?
I think the first time I wasn't as prepared or I didn't know the products as much. So eventually now, whenever they give us, kasi you have meetings, you have like 2 meetings before you air. Eh parang doon, parang sabi ko, kaya ko to, which is mali. So after that, I took everything so much seriously now when it comes to the product. I'll really try it out. I'll really use it. I'll really understand why they're selling this or what's the use of this at home. Then eventually just naturally comes out. Like everything about the product comes out.
So how early do you get the product in your hands before you actually have to present it?
Usually about 2 weeks or a week, 2 weeks. You have a meeting. 2 weeks before, then 1 week before.
So it's 2 weeks, and then you have meetings within those 2 weeks with the
Yes.
with the producers, and then finally you have this day of shooting. Just is it just one day of shooting?
It takes like an hour to shoot. Kasi para you kind of tape it as live.
Okay,
So as much as possible, you don't make mistakes.
okay. So it's not always live pala. It's
Yeah, they're called taped as live.
it is live. Okay.
Uh,
'Cause I remember this movie called Joy. Have you watched that?
oh, yeah, I get it. Oo nga, no? Oo nga, no?
So it's sometimes if for those who never watched the movie, there was this one scene wherein she was presenting her product and she was starting to get what do you call that cold feet in front of the camera. So one of her relatives called her up on the spot to kind of wake her up and try to um, get her going. So from that point on, the sales started coming in.
I
So
remember nga that. Oo nga, no?
yeah, I wanted to ask, do you have any? Because it's a performance, right? And you play ball. Um, MJ would wear his North Carolina shorts inside. Do you have any superstitions or to prepare yourself to psych yourself up for a good show?
I have 2 things that I like really need before a show, any show. One, I have medicine because I have a deviated septum. So I have steroids to clear my nose. Like now, I ran out of medicine. That's why I'm so my allergies are hitting me right now. So, so I really need my medicine. Tapos two, I do breathing exercises before I go up on stage.
Okay.
So ako, I take just nothing special. I just take a lot of deep breaths, like at least 10 before I go up on stage.
Nice. That's a good tip.
No,
Yeah.
so I do my breathing. I do my breathing stuff. Kasi kundi I'll just really talk fast when I go up on stage if I don't relax. Kasi your adrenaline is pumping.
Okay.
Then you kind of eventually, if I don't relax, I'll miss a lot of parts of the script. So ako talaga, I do at least 10 deep breaths. It's something I learned on radio also. Like before I turn on the mic, I do at least one. I breathe. Kasi if you don't, you'll just like, ta 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 ta, ta, you'll mawawala yung train of thought mo. You're gonna be too fast. You're gonna lose your breath. So talaga, before I start speaking live, I've learned how to breathe deep na muna. To everybody like who's hosting, if you do a couple of deep, really serious deep breaths before you start hosting, um, a laking difference.
Yeah. I think
That's the
that
thing I learned in theater actually.
I think that plays on the principles of meditation, breathing exercises, so you can be mindful about what you're doing,
Ayun, Phil Jackson yun. Phil Jackson.
being in the moment. What's your favorite O shopping product?
Oh man, you know what I have? Can I get it?
Sure.
Okay, wait, I'll go off camera. This is like the best thing in the world. This is the Votem. What do you call this? Cordless vacuum cleaner.
Oh, okay. My wife would like that. I know.
No, dude, it's like, sige, wag na walang brands. It's 10% of the price of the expensive brands of wireless vacuums.
Wow.
It's around 5,000,
Okay.
and it has the same sucky. I've been using it for like half a year now. Grabe. Sarah, this is Sarah's favorite thing. I bought it for us a gift because she's always wanted a so sorry, an expensive wireless vacuum cleaner.
Is
This
it
has been used all over the house. Kasi ang dali eh. You just charge it. It lasts for so long. You can reach places that you can reach without, without a cord. Malaking bagay eh. So, mga cortina, lahat. So, we vacuum everything. I use it as a car to clean my car.
nice? That's interesting. I'm
You
gonna
can just
check that
charge it, you hang it. Dude, it's the best thing.
out. Okay, so obviously being informed of these products is one of the perks of being a
Yeah.
O shopping host. But what are the other things you like about being a O shopping host? Or what are the perks?
Discount? um, I think it helps me with my live events career. I get a lot of exposure. People know me. Branding, kumbaga, when you tell people you're on TV, you're O shopping, it automatically ties you up also to ABS-CBN.
Hmm.
So it kind of gives a bit of cachet when it comes to your name. So for me, that's the biggest perk. So when it comes to presenting my, kasi like me and Sarah, we're I think one of the few rare hosts that don't have, we don't have a manager.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, we've strayed away from having managers, which is a good and a bad thing, I guess. But um, we we manage ourselves. So kumbaga, even sa presentations, when clients are looking for hosts, separately we present ourselves. So we send our CVs or the one that sent you the profile. So kahit pa paano, when you're right there, oh, shopping host, it automatically creates recall for people. So I think for me, that's the biggest um, plus. It's helped my career.
This is something I'm sure some people would also be considering when they're thinking about being doing this as a career. What's the income setup for O shopping? Are you paid as an employee or is it per project? Do you have revenue sharing for the products that you sell?
When it comes to us, like ako, freelance kami. So us freelancers is per product basis. So if you have 3 products per month, yun happen sa'yo. But I was saying there are some hosts on OSHAPin, they're full-time employees, so they get all the benefits. They get sweldo and all of that. So
Mm.
even now during ECQ sila, they're getting paid. Kami, it's per product. So it's a good and a bad thing because at least kami hawak namin bars namin so we can get other rackets outside. But you know, it has its pros and cons. But they pay. I have to say, if you're gonna ask if they pay well, they pay okay for product. It's not bad.
How much time in a week or in a month do you spend as a O shopping host compared to your other uh, career options?
Usually, shopping when it was normal, would around 2 days a week. 2 days, yeah, 2 afternoons a week. Kasi one usually for the meeting, then one is for the taping, the next week ganun ulit. 2 to 3 days a week. Then usually what I do, I squeeze in all the other things that I can do in that day. So minsan after tapings or shopping, I run to an event if I have an event, or if I have a voiceover gig, I go to that. Or
Yeah.
so yeah. So If you're a freelance host, 2 to 3 days.
Okay. What are the hours like? What time of the day is taping usually?
Well, it depends. 'Cause usually a one shoot day, you have 5 products. Not just you, ah. There's 5 products for the whole company on a shoot day, which usually happens on Friday. So if you have, depende. Kunwari ako, usually the taping starts around 11, then ends at around 9 ng gabi. So depende how many products you have. So for example, I have 2 products for that day. Sometimes they schedule you straight yun sa 11 to 3 o'clock ka. Pero minsan putol yun. So minsan 11 to 1, then you tape again at 5 to 7. Depending on you, depending also on your co-host, kung yung schedule nyo.
So it seems like the business part of having this kind of career involves really time management, juggling different obligations or different opportunities. You seem to be managing yourself, as you said, kayo ni Sarah.
Yeah. Uh, well, that's a big thing. Like for us, especially when we had Manu, time management became more of a priority. Kasi before, syempre, kami dalawa lang, kahit late kami matulog, yung mga ganun, wala kang pake sa oras eh. As
Yeah.
long as you're at work. But then now, like I have to structure my weeks ahead, my schedule ahead. I have to structure if Sarah has a hosting, ako magbabantay kay Manu, I can't put up a hosting of my own, or if pareho kami, we have to schedule with our grandparents or Manu's grandparents. Then I have taping to, so kailangan, you have to be responsible. Like for me, I have to be responsible in plotting our week because I'm the one in charge of plotting out the transpo,
Yeah.
all of that, the logistics. So it became more of a priority, lalo na you have to make time also for your family. For me kasi, that's the pinaka priority ko eh. I can sacrifice a lot of things as long as I get to spend in quality time with my family. So I've siguro the past 2 years I've become adept at it. Lalo na now na especially last year. Last year was a hectic year for hosting for both of us. So to be ano lang talaga. You have to be really strict and disciplined when it comes to time management because the life that it affords you, hosting freelance work, it really affords you a life na medyo free. You know, you have your time. You can do a lot of things in between. You can go to the gym, a lot of things. But you have to be. Eventually, it comes to a point that you have to really also discipline yourself and schedule your time.
Now we have this pandemic going on, and I'm sure it's affected your lifestyle. Um, do you see any changes in the way TV shopping will be carried out?
Oh, I think it's gonna be better because people now are buying. From what I've heard, from our sales, people are really buying now online on TV. Kasi what's nice about O Shopping is we have the TV, we also have an app and a website. So
Oh, okay.
people can buy there. We're also available on Lazada and Shopee. So sales have been good because people don't want it anymore. A lot of people are taking the whole thing seriously naman. So people have been really buying online. That's why kami, we couldn't stop. We were doing lives pa rin from our houses to sell products pa rin. Because we know people are looking for ways to, get their stuff without even going out.
Yeah. So working from home, as Manu had a cameo in one of your lives.
Yeah, meron. I did an episode with my whole family. Lahat
Oh,
kami. We were selling baby wipes. It was baby wipes. So we had to bring in Manu and tell people, we use this wipes on him. It's safe. Because you have to convince them that safe siya for babies, safe siya for, for everything. So ako yun nga, that's what I was saying. So my angle is I'm a family guy. So that's why I could bring in Sarah. So alam mo yun, kung ikaw viewer ka na may pamilya, kahit pa paano, yung host na may pamilya. So you kind of create that emotional connection with that person.
yeah. Awesome. For those who are thinking of becoming a TV shopping host, do you have any tips?
I don't think it's something they can do. We come in fresh. You have to have a bit of experience with live hosting in front of people. At least a bit of on-cam work somewhere else where you can tape and you can make mistakes. Kasi dito, a lot things move fast. Remember, they're Korean, so the work nature also efficiency is very important to them. So you can't be the person that's making all the mistakes because everybody that you're gonna work with, a lot of them are already very experienced.
Right.
Saka mabilis. Kasi tape tas live eh. Kahit tape siya, you still simulating live. So you can't have a lot of mistakes. So tuloy-tuloy yun. So it's kind of hard. Because kami we have ear, what do you call this? Meron kami yung parang intercom sa tenga namin. So the
Mm,
producer can tell you things while you're talking. So kind of have the experience already na hindi ka distract while somebody's talking in your ear. Tuloy-tuloy ka lang. And you have to be ready for changes. They're gonna say, oh, look at camera one, camera two, camera three. Three cameras. So I think for me, it'll help if you've already had experience beforehand. Maybe in radio, maybe live events, other TV stuff, theater. If you're on stage, that will help a lot also. I don't think it's something that a newbie can come into.
okay. Nice. So you've mentioned about your breathing exercises prior to a shoot or prior to an event. How about voice care? Do you do any preparation?
Paypakwa is my friend.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Have you ever tried Paypakwa, the Chinese medicine?
Oh, not yet.
Chinese cough medicine. Solid yun. That's the best. Paypakwa. You can buy it in Chinese drugstores. Um, actually, sa Mercury, meron na rin yata eh. But I don't use lozenges. I rarely use my voice, but I honestly have. But that's more of like working for 12 hours straight.
Yeah,
But I've learned to take care of my voice by not using my throat voice. Does that make sense?
yeah, I agree.
Uh,
You use your
same.
diaphragm.
You use your diaphragm even when you're talking. So it's like you're unless sobrang pagod ka na talaga, yun iba rin deal niya. But most of the time, if I just use my diaphragm, that's why I do breathing. So you remember that you use also your your diaphragm when you talk. So I rarely strain my voice. The events that actually have strained my voice is parties. When I host parties, I host mga live. Kasi when I do Jack TV events, it's mga live concert yun.
Mm,
So doon medyo patay. Ano kasi talaga sigawan yun. So yun, if you're shouting for 3 hours straight, wala, everybody, walang tao naman hindi mawawala ng boses sila.
so after that 3 hour gig, how do you how do you take care of it? Do you drink tea?
I usually drink tea. Tea. Um, I'm not the guy who stays away from cold water or cold things because I don't care. I love cold things. Kasi pagod ka na sa torture mo sarili mo sa coke na hindi malamig. Diba? I'm just gonna treat myself. But I take tea, I get, don't drink chocolate, sugary stuff. Ako, I don't do that. I don't know why, because it makes my throat itchy
Yeah.
after, so it doesn't help. So usually tea, uh, black coffee helps for me. I drink black coffee. Then I don't talk. I really, because here's the thing. Honestly, when I'm not like now, you're interviewing me, I talk a lot. Um, but when I'm not in front of people or I'm just here at home, I don't like talking. I keep to myself. Uh, I cherish it because my job revolves me around talking to people.
Mm,
So so it's the same for Sarah. Now when we're at home, we like we like our personal space.
yeah.
So ganun rin ako after gigs. I'm usually quiet. I'm in one corner yun, my phone. When you talk to me, I'll talk to you, but I won't engage muna.
Right.
Or give me my space muna, ganun.
So just a few final questions. How important is your voice to you?
What's the most important thing? Without it, I wouldn't have a career, man. Because like behind this window behind me, this is my personal studio. So
Mm.
I've built. So I do my voiceover here, my current voiceovers, because I do. Me and Sarah, we have our own voiceover thing. So we have my own. I built the luck instead of a lot of people say I see they still go to studios. They go to mga recording studios, diba?
Yeah.
Ako, I built one here. For the past 2 years, meron na kami sarili namin. So everything's here. So it's so important for me because a lot of my lifeline, my livelihood pala, comes from this. Sorry. So yun, kasi one of the biggest advice, pieces of advice that people, that, who told me this? I think of sino ba sa RX? Si Tom told me before, certain natin to be an industry na labas laway ka lang. Kumbaga, you can earn money just by talking. So you have to take care of it talaga. I have to give importance to it. I mean, ako siguro throughout the years, I've learned to take care of my voice. Uh, but until now, particularly, I don't like my voice. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like listening to myself at all, even though I have to when it comes to voiceovers and all of that. But I'm still not used to. I'm still not used to my voice. So, uh, yeah. So yun.
All right. Any message to aspiring shopping network hosts?
Practice a lot. Lalo na when you're at home, get a microphone, get whatever, get palinis, get kalan, practice in front of a mirror, practice selling it, practice how you hold it. Um, that's one thing. Sorry, I forgot to mention. That's one thing I had to learn when I started in O shopping. Is they call it handling. It's how you present the product while you're holding it, because you can't use your hands, but you use your hands in a way that it'll never block the product. So you have to be able to show all the parts of the product to the camera, zoom in without your arm blocking a part of it. So kailangan talaga careful ka, but you have to do it properly. So for example, with this, I can't do this. I can't do this because
Okay.
you're blocking it. So kailangan tiyak ka. So did you see this? Did you see this? Let's move it. Did you see this part? 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 But you never go, kita mo to? Uy, kita mo to? Kita mo to? Kita mo to? Kita mo to?
And
So you
make
kind of
sure,
you have to move the bawal yung ganyan because you're blocking it. So you kind of have this point. So you found a point, this part on top, you kind of have to move it, then show it to camera. Oh, kita mo to? This is nice. This is where all the dust goes. Then you move it. You kind of have to show it
yeah.
to the camera. So that's what they call handling. So you have to. That's one of the things I learned how to do, and one of the things I struggled to do when I started. But it took me like a week to get it. Ako, because I took it seriously because I know I was in that, so I started watching all of the videos of the experienced ones to, kind of to get, yeah, advice ko to a lot of people who want to try it out. If you want to watch a lot of folk shopping, watch a lot of TV shopping,
Watch
because
Draco.
not me. No, just watch a lot talaga kasi it'll mimicry is the best form of flattery. And I think once you'll kind of mimic the people that you watch, then eventually you'll find your own style to it. But when you're lost, that's how you copy somebody first.
And with that, thank you very much for joining us today, Andre.
Thank you, Albert.
Do you have any social media accounts or announcements that you want to make?
Buy from Ocean. uh, well, nothing. I don't promote my stuff a lot. Actually, that's why I don't have a manager. That's why I should have a manager because I don't promote my social media accounts. But just search for me on Facebook, Andre Ko. On Twitter, same thing, J931. Yeah, that's it.
All right. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Andre.
Albert. Thanks, guys.
Best of luck to you in your endeavors.
Bye. Hi, my name is Enrico, and I'm living the mic life.
We hope you enjoyed that video. Please like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you on the next one.